from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
From the Jubilant celebrations in Kiribati to the very latest updates on the earthquake in Japan, bringing you stories marking the beginning of 2024.
From all of us here at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, we wish you all a very happy and a prosperous New Year 2024. I'm Shantha.
And I'm Shirama Screeners. First, it's a look at the day's headlines.
The President stresses that Sri Lanka will be steered towards a rapid economic growth with prudent and correct decisions. VAT revision is effective from today. Fuel and gas prices increased. Several political parties expressed views on their presidential candidates. The rainy weather condition will ease from tomorrow. People in many areas have faced difficulties due to floods. Sri Lanka Customs earn a recorded income. A heavy earthquake jolts Japan. The early tsunami warning was removed.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with the top story. The entire Sri Lankan nation celebrated the dawn of the new year last midnight.
The visiting foreigners in the country also joined the celebration with much enthusiasm. Many illustrious programs had been organized at the Golfe's Green area to mark the dawn of the new year. Fireworks and various other celebrations have been organized at the Nelumpokuna Theatre premises in Colombo. The historic golf fort was illuminated colourfully with neon lights to mark this event. Foreign tourists in Hikkaduwa tourism zone and the coastal belt also joined to celebrate the beginning of the new year. Tourists and visitors in Al area also engaged in New Year celebrations.
And meanwhile, various religious programs were held island-wide last night and this morning to invoke blessings for the new year. Many devotees and people were present at all places of worship to receive blessings for the new year. An all-night Pirit chanting ceremony was held at the sacred Jayasri Mahabodhi premises in Anuradhapura, wishing good hopes for the new year. Invoked blessings for the success of development activities in the Northern Railway line is also one of the objectives of this ceremony. Mahasangha, headed by Chief Incumbent of Atamasthane, Venerable Pallegama Hemaratana Thera, chanted Pirit sermon. Minister Dr. Bandulu Gunawardena and several other ministers and politicians have joined to listen to Pirit chanting. Ruan Valley Mahasaya's sacred premises was also full of devotees since this morning. Large crowds were gathered at the Sri Dhanada Maligav premises in Kandy this morning to receive blessings for the new year. The Katharagama sacred city has been full of a large number of devotees and visitors since last night. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksha and many other ministers and parliamentarians were present at the premises last night. An all-night Pirit chanting ceremony was held in Katharagama to convey merits to former Prime Ministers S.W.R.D. Bandaranaike and Siribabu Bandaranaike. The Pirit chanting ceremony was organized this year for the 61st occasion. Religious programs have been organized in many other temples and Buddhist centers island-wide. Religious observances were held last night at the Gangarama temple in Colombo under the Anusashana of caretaker of the temple, Venerable Dr. Kirinde Assaji Thera. Religious observances were also held at many Hindu kovils, churches and mosques to invoke blessings for the new year. People world over ceremonially welcome the 2024 New Year.
Many colourful celebrations have been organised to mark the dawn of the new year. The new year first dawned to the eastern Pacific islands of Samoa, Kiribati and Tonga that are located very closely to the international dateline. The first huge fireworks display was held in Auckland, New Zealand. The most significant and panoramic New Year firework display is the eastern region was held in Sydney, close to the famous Fort Bridge. Over 1 million people were present here to view the fireworks. People in the USA celebrated the New Year at the Times Square in New York. It is significant that the security in and around New York was beefed up this year. Millions of citizens and tourists in the UAE had gathered to Dubai to celebrate the dawn of the New Year. The main New Year celebration in Britain, my apologies, were held in Bangkok, Thailand, as well as to welcome the New Year.
The icon of our time.
And a colourful display was held in Britain at the London Eye, close to the banks of Thames River. Taiwan celebrate the New Year at Taipei 101 building. Issuing a New Year message, Chinese President Xi Jinping said that China has been able to successfully face the challenges and difficulties in 2023. Addressing the people, he said that China has not only achieved a gigantic development, but also achieved responsibilities and obligations as a developed country.
And meanwhile, President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that as we step into the year 2024, we find ourselves facing both challenges and the prospects of revitalizing the beloved nation. While each of us hold myriad personal aspirations, the realization of these goals is intrinsically tied to the resurgence of the country from its current stage of crisis. President Wickremesinghe said in his New Year message, through the unwavering commitment of all the citizens and their resilience throughout the past year, we achieved a foundational success in saving the country from financial distress. However, in order to achieve economic stability, we must continue to forge ahead in this demanding path, one that is not adorned with flowers but present formidable challenges. The responsibility to contribute this national resurgence rests upon every Sri Lankan. Recognizing and fulfilling the collective responsibility is crucial for the rebuilding of the nation. January, named after god Janus, the god of beginning of transitions in Roman mythology. God Janus poses two phases to see the past and the future, serve as a reminder for us to reflect on the shared responsibilities. Let us, in the spirit of the new year, commit to fulfill these responsibilities for the greater good of the country, acknowledging both the past and the future. Through responsible and dedicated efforts, let us strive to make the new year a prosperous one. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena in his New Year message said necessary measures have been taken in this year's budget to launch the government's program to create a country with new hopes. The Prime Minister said, in line with the last year, let us all work together with dedication for a prosperous future in a disciplined and democratic society by helping to implement the challenges program of creating a new era in all economic, political, social and cultural fields. In a message of greetings for the New Year, leader of the opposition Sajith Premadasa said, "It is my only wish that people will be able to fulfill their aspirations in this New Year." The opposition leader said that at this moment when the country is facing many serious economic and political crises, every normal living condition of the country's people have faced many extraordinary challenges. He further said in order to change the situation, the country needs a governance system that thinks about the people and not about the needs of the rulers.
Public servants island-wide today started their duties on New Year with the pledge to become committed to provide maximum service to the general public as an employee who enjoys salaries and other benefits from the public funds. The pledge was made at every government offices under the title of a prelude to a strong future. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, starting his duties for the New Year, met ministers, parliamentarians and his staff this morning at the Presidential Secretariat. The national flag was raised and maintained 2 minutes silence in remembrance of the war heroes who made the supreme sacrifice for the country. Then all the members of the staff jointly made the public service pledge with the President. President Ranil Wickremesinghe also had a mutual chat with his staff. The President stresses the need to unite all with determination and positive attitudes to steer the country forward to the victory in the year 2024. Later, the President joined a tea party with parliamentarians and the presidential staff. Officers and the staff of the Prime Minister's office also made the public service pledge and started their duties for the New Year under the patronage of Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. Public servants of the Ministry of Public Administration also started their duties for the New Year, giving the public service pledge. Sri Lanka Parliament starts its duties today under the patronage of Speaker Mahinda Yapa. Parliamentary top officials and also members of the staff joined the event. Officials and staff members of the Ministry of Mass Media started their duties under the patronage of Secretary of the Ministry Anusha Palpita this morning. Officers and members of the staff of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation started their duties, giving priority for religious observances. All religious observances were made at this occasion.
වැටුප් ලබන රාජ්‍ය සේවකයෙකු ලෙස රාජ්‍ය ප්‍රතිපත්ති හා අරමුණු ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීමෙහිලා
Acting Chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation and Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Mass Media, NAKL Vijayanayaka, graced the occasion as the chief guest. Staff of the Bank of Ceylon also started duties of the New Year under the patronage of the Acting Chairman Naresh Abeysekera and General Manager Russell Fonseca. According to the annual ranking conducted by the UK magazine The Banker, the Bank of Ceylon has been graded as the Sri Lankan Bank in the year 2023. A souvenir offered in this connection was presented to the top officials of the bank at this ceremony. Later, the Bank of Ceylon launched the newest children's savings account titled Run Kakulu Smart Investment Account.
And meanwhile, the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation has revised its fuel prices. Meanwhile, the Sinopec company has reduced the price of 92-octane petrol and auto diesel by 3 rupees per litre. Sipetco has increased 92-octane petrol by 20 rupees per litre. Accordingly, the new price of 92-octane petrol is 366 rupees. Price of 95-octane petrol has increased by 38 rupees per litre. Accordingly, new price of 95-octane petrol is 464 rupees. A litre of Lanka auto diesel has increased by 29 rupees. A litre of super diesel is increased by 41 rupees up to the new price of 475 rupees per litre. A litre of kerosene oil has decreased by 11 211 rupees up to the new price of 236 rupees per litre. Sinopec company has not increased the prices of diesel and petrol. The distilleries company has also revised the prices of liquor accordingly. A 750 milliliter bottle of liquor is increased by 90 rupees. $375 milliliter bottle has increased by 50 rupees and 180 milliliter bottle by 20 rupees. Chairman of the Electro Gas Company, Bodhita Piri, said that a 12.5 kilogram domestic gas cylinder will be increased by 685 rupees. Accordingly, the current 3,565 rupees gas cylinder will be sold at a price of 4,250 rupees. The 5 kilogram gas cylinder will be increased by 276 rupees up to the new price of 1,707 rupees. A 2.3 kilogram gas cylinder will be increased by 27 rupees and the new price is 795 rupees. He said that the main reason for the price increase is the VAT increase by the government. Meanwhile, the Labs Gas Company has increased the price of domestic gas by 755 rupees. Accordingly, the new price of 12.5 kilogram gas cylinder is 4,750 rupees. 5 kilogram gas cylinder has increased by 305 rupees up to a new price of 1,900 rupees. President of the Lanka Private Bus Owners Association, Gamunu Vijayaratna, said that according to the existing price formula and the national policy, if there is 7% exceeding fuel price increase, only the bus fare can be increased. Therefore, at this juncture, there is no legal provision to increase the bus fare.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe underscored that decisive actions would lead Sri Lanka to rapid economic growth this year. Despite facing criticism for these decisions, he emphasized that they were undertaken in the best interest of the country. The president expressed his hope for unity in the new year, urging collaboration among political parties to fulfill their collective responsibility in safeguarding the nation. These remarks were made during the President Wickremesinghe's attendance at the opening ceremony of the new Air Force headquarters at Akuregoda Battaramulla military headquarters this morning. As the Commander-in-Chief, President Ranil Wickremesinghe was warmly received with military honours upon his arrival at the Air Force headquarters, marking a significant event in the nation's commitment to modernising its defence infrastructure. Continuing the auspicious occasion, President Ranil Wickremesinghe formally inaugurated the new Air Force headquarters by unveiling the commemorative plaque. Subsequently, he actively participated in the observation of the parade organised by the Air Force. In a symbolic display, Air Force planes soared in the skies, paying tribute to the President and highlighting the significance of the event. Following these formalities, President Wickremesinghe engaged in a cordial exchange with the Air Force members, extending his heartfelt congratulations for the new year. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that today marks a momentous occasion for the Air Force, commemorating the 73 years of dedicated service. Throughout its history, the Air Force has played a pivotal role in rescuing citizens from the perils of terrorist wars, internal conflicts and natural disasters. The inauguration of the modern Air Force headquarters equipped with cutting-edge technology signifies a significant milestone, enabling the provision of technical expertise crucial for the addressing the future challenges. The Air Force's role is positioning Sri Lanka as a defence hub in the Indian Ocean of immense significance. To fulfill this role effectively, our forces must advance with new knowledge and technology. The application of modern security knowledge not only aids in addressing domestic challenges but also empowers us to identify and resolve international issues. The establishment of the Air Force headquarters within the Army headquarters today is viewed as an inaugural move towards the modernization of our defense infrastructure. As a part of a comprehensive plan, the previous Air Force headquarters office is scheduled to be transferred to the police headquarters, optimizing the use of existing facilities. Additionally, there are strategic intentions to dismantle the structures formerly housing the police headquarters and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This ambitious initiative envisions transforming the vacated area into a vibrant tourist zone, aligning with broader urban development objectives and promoting economic diversification. The President said that the present challenges before us is the task of rebuilding the country's economy, a responsibility that rests on the shoulders of all citizens. Upon assuming the presidency, I inherited a nation grappling with a complete economic collapse. Consequently, the ones to revive the country's economy was entrusted to me. Faced with a critical decision, I deliberated with the cabinet on whether to engage in political exercises or directly focus on the formidable task of economic reconstruction. Contemplating the economic hardships confronting Lebanon, where an economic program encountered a 2-year delay, and the extended recovery period of Greece lasting 13 years due to the political instability, the president sought an alternative path. Unlike the extreme measures adopted by certain nations, like slashing public service wages by 50%, he was resolute in avoiding such severe actions. Recognizing a decline in our gross domestic product, we opted for a more calculated and direct strategy. Through the implementation of a clear-cut decision, our aim was to attain a specific level of economic resilience by the end of 2023. To fortify the nation's economy, timely and essential decisions must be made. Our aim is to attain a 3% economic growth rate this year, with a commitment to advancing even more rapidly. Several countries have expressed their support, raising inquiries about our ability to service the incurred debt in the future. In attendance at this significant event were distinguished individuals including the State Minister for Defence Premita Bandara Thennakoon, Senior Advisor to the President on National Security and Chief of Staff to the President Sagala Ratnayaka, Secretary to the Ministry of Defence Retired General Kamal Gunaratna, Governor of the Western Province Marshal of the Air Force Roshan Gunathilaka, Chief of Defence Staff General Shavendra Silva, Air Force Commander Air Marshal Udeni Rajapaksa, Army Commander Lieutenant General Vikum Lianage, Navy Commander Vice Admiral Priyanthal Pereira, and a cohort of esteemed military officers encompassing retired Air Force personnel.
Meanwhile, a 7.6 magnitude earthquake in Japan has caused homes to collapse, ripped up roads and triggered tsunami warnings for coastal areas. Tsunami waves, some more than a meter high, have reached the coast in Ishikawa Prefecture, but they are smaller than 5-meter high waves that authorized had warned of. A major tsunami alert, the first in Japan since the 2011 earthquake issued for the Noto area, has now been downgraded. Authorities have also issued tsunami warnings for neighboring Niigata and Toyama prefectures, warning that waves there could reach 3 meters. Several hundred meters of the main expressway between the cities of Toyama and Kanazawa have been ripped apart by a landslide. The Noto Peninsula is now pretty much cut off from the rest of the prefecture. Scores of houses have also collapsed, trapped occupants underneath. Reported deaths are also far few, but in the coming hours they are certain to grow. Thousands of people are now spending the night outside in below zero temperatures, fearful of going back into their homes as aftershocks continue to hit.
Parliamentarian Shan Vijayalal De Silva joined the Samagi Janabalavege today. Later, a media briefing was held with the participation of Shan Vijayalal De Silva. Joining the media briefing, Parliamentarian Dilan Pereira said that their common candidate of the opposition in the upcoming presidential election will be Sajith Premadasa. Former Chief Minister of the Southern Province Shan Vijayalal De Silva contested the last general election under the alliance headed by the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna and elected to the parliament. He is a member of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. After joining with the Samagi Janabalavege, he has been appointed as the chief organizer of the SJB for Ambalangoda electorate. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa has made this appointment. After obtaining the SJB membership, Parliamentarian Shan Vijayalal De Silva expressed his views to the media. Parliamentarian Shan Vijayalal De Silva said that Samagi Janabalavege is the most powerful political force in the country at present. He said that therefore they joined the SJB targeting a common program for the well-being of the country. Parliamentarian Dilan Pereira said that Sajith Premadasa will be the common candidate in the upcoming presidential election. Meanwhile, Vice Chairman of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Professor Rohana Lakshman Piyadasa, says that the leader of the SLFP will be the candidate of their party in the upcoming presidential election.
And the General Secretary of the United National Party, Palitharange Bandara, says that their presidential candidate will be Ranil Wickremesinghe. He revealed this fact at a press briefing held in the UNP Sirikota headquarters today. General Secretary of the United National Party, Palitharange Bandara, said that there is no other presidential candidate rather than Ranil Wickremesinghe to have wider international recognition and to take brave decisions. Sajith Premadasa cannot accept any responsibility. Therefore, Ranil Wickremesinghe is the only candidate fielded by the UNP for the upcoming presidential election. There is no alternative for Ranil Wickremesinghe.
Sri Lanka Customs has been able to earn the highest income in the history last year. It has earned an income of 970 billion rupees in 2023. The next highest income of 923 billion rupees was recorded in the year 2018. The Ministry of Finance has given a target of 1,270 billion rupees to the Sri Lanka Customs last year. However, owing to the unfavorable monetary condition and the many import restrictions, the target was reduced to 893 billion rupees. Exceeding this target, the Sri Lanka Customs has earned 970 billion rupees. It is a 109% growth. In the year 2022, the Customs were given 730 billion rupees target and they achieved a target of 708 billion rupees. Now, the Met Department says that rainy weather condition will be eased by tomorrow.
People in many areas faced immense difficulties due to floods caused by heavy rains. A number of roads in Alma Streets area were inundated today, causing heavy traffic congestion. Several shops and filling stations were also inundated. Nachaduwa irrigational tank in Anuradhapura is now overflowing. All the 6 sluice gates of the tank are open at present. Polonnaruwa Batticaloa main road has gone underwater due to floods caused by heavy rains experiencing in the upper catchment areas of the Mahabali River. Our correspondent says all the 10 sluice gates of the Panakrama Samudra were closed again and only 1 sluice gate of the Borakahakanda Reservoir is open at present.
Under the Yuktiya operation, 1,229 suspects have been arrested yesterday under drug-related offences. Police have also seized stock of narcotics, including 440 grams of heroin. Security forces yesterday conducted a search operation in a hotel owned by drug smuggler Shiran Basik, who is now living in a foreign country. The police have taken actions to remove this illegal construction in Devala area. Police also arrested 2 persons who objected the demolition of the hotel. Police also conducted a special operation at Kesalvatha police area last night. 9 suspects in connection with the drug-related offences were taken into custody. Koskama police also arrested 15 suspects from a raid conducted in Kaluagala area. A stock of cannabis has taken into police custody with a suspect in Kapatipula area. Police have found 440 grams of heroin, 260 grams of ice and over 15 kilos of cannabis yesterday. 3,948 cannabis plants, 1,300 grams of mava and 417 drug capsules were also recovered. Out of 1,229 suspects arrested yesterday, further investigations will be carried out regarding 86 suspects. 40 suspects have been directed to rehabilitation centres. 100 suspects who are needed by the police for questioning were also taken into custody. Stay with us. Foreign news is coming up next.
அன்பேவா இரவு 8:30க்கு உங்கள் நேத்ரா டிவியில்.
Now, foreign media reports that the United States Navy has destroyed small boats belonging to Houthi rebels whose crew attempted to board a container ship in the Red Sea. The U.S. military said that 4 vessels from Houthi-controlled areas in the Yemen fired upon the ship and got within meters of the ship. Helicopters from nearby U.S. warships responded to a distress call and, after being fired upon, sank 3 boats in self-defense. The crews were killed and the 4 boat fled the area. A Houthi spokesperson said the vessel had refused to respond to warning calls and that 10 of its group members were dead or missing after the incident. Houthi forces have been attacking ships in the Red Sea since November, launching more than 100 drone and missile attacks on vessels passing through the vital shipping lane. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the report presented by the Cabinet Subcommittee and the new draft bill on the Sports Act will be presented in Parliament without delay.
The Cricket Subcommittee handed over its report to the President today at the Presidential Secretariat. Addressing the gathering, the President said the recommendations included in the report will be implemented in future. And with that, we conclude tonight's news. Do just tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charita, signing off with Sharon. Stay safe. Good night.